We're living today in the greatest age in all of human history, irrespective of short-term economic ups and downs. There have never been more opportunities for wealth creation and for you to achieve more of your goals, both personal and financial, than exist today, except for tomorrow and the next day and next year. There are more than 100,000 different job categories in the United States. And with the explosion in information and technology and competition, the number of possible things that you could do to be successful is increasing every year. The major factor driving our society today is the impact of change at all levels. And every single change in our economy creates new opportunities and possibilities for the creative minority to move ahead faster than the average person. Remember the Latin saying, carpe diem, which means seize the day? This is what you must do. You must seize the day. You must plunge in with both hands up to the elbows and take advantage of every opportunity and possibility going on around you to create the wonderful life that is possible for you today. Nothing happens by luck or by accident. Everything happens for a reason. People are successful and prosperous because they do certain things in a certain way. People are unhappy and frustrated because they neglected to do the things that successful people do. This insight set me off on a lifelong search for the reasons why some people are more successful than others. Now, if you look for the answers to any question, you will eventually find the answers. And what you do with the answers can change your life. The first answers I found had to do with selling. I found out why some people sold 5 and 10 and sometimes 20 times as much as other people, and that I did the same things they did. In 1 year, I went from the bottom of my sales force to the top of my sales force. In 2 years, I was in charge of 6 countries and had 95 salespeople working for me, and I was getting a commission on all their work. I went from worn out shoes and 1 suit of clothes to having 3 apartments in 3 different cities, dining in fine restaurants, and traveling around the world by jet, all because I began to see new opportunities for wealth creation. I learned how to sell. In your life, it's very much the same. The most important thing you do at the outset of your career, or at any time during your career, is to find out what the most successful people are doing in your chosen area and then do the same things over and over again until you start to get the same results. It's no miracle, it's no accident. It is as predictable as the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. Now, one of the goals that we all have in common is that we all want to be financially independent. We all want to have enough money so that we never have to worry about money again. You want to build a financial fortress around yourself. You want to make a high income, get out of debt, put money in the bank, and have the ability to do the things you want without being preoccupied about the costs. We say you want to order in the restaurant without looking at the right-hand column to see how hungry you are. The only question is, are you going to do it or not? The good news is that there are more people achieving financial independence faster today than ever before. There are currently almost 8 million millionaires, most of them self-made, first generation, which means that they started with nothing and achieved what they've achieved in one working lifetime. Somewhere, somehow, someone becomes a self-made millionaire at the rate of 1 every 4.5 minutes, 365 days a year. And for every person who becomes a self-made millionaire, there are many, many more people who are achieving a net worth in the hundreds of thousands of dollars through different wealth creation strategies. By setting financial accumulation and financial independence as your long-term goals, and then by making a plan on the one hand to get better and better at what you do, while on the other hand saving more and more of what you earn, you will become financially independent, if not a self-made millionaire in the years ahead. Before you begin creating your plan of action to achieve your financial goals, it's important to make sure that you aren't unknowingly holding yourself back from your own financial independence. Through my years of experience, I've learned that there are 5 common mistakes that prevent the majority of Americans from becoming wealthy. Let's talk about them one by one. First, at the top of the list, it is that it never occurs to them to become wealthy. The average person has grown up in a family where he's never met or known anyone who is wealthy. He goes to school, socializes with people who are not wealthy. Birds of a feather flock together. He works with people who are not wealthy. He has a reference group or a social circle outside of work who are not wealthy. And he has no role models who are wealthy. Now, if this has happened to you throughout your formative years, up to the age of 20 or so, you can actually grow up and become a fully mature adult in our society, and it may never occur to you that it's just as possible for you to become wealthy as for anyone else. So the first reason why people don't become wealthy is because it never occurs to them that it is possible for them. And of course, if it never occurs to them, then they never take any of the steps necessary to make it a reality. The second reason that people don't become wealthy is that they never decide to. The primary cause for underachievement and failure is that the great majority of people don't decide to be successful. Even if a person reads a book or attends a lecture or associates with people who are financially successful, nothing changes until he makes a decision to do something different. Even if it occurs to a person that he could become wealthy if he just did certain things in a certain way, if he doesn't decide to take the first step, he ends up staying as he is. If you continue to do what you've always done, you'll continue to get what you've always got. The third reason that people don't become wealthy is procrastination. People always have a good reason not to begin doing what they know they need to do to achieve financial independence. It's always the wrong month, the wrong season, or the wrong year. There always seems to be a reason to procrastinate. As a result, they keep putting it off month by month, year by year, until it's too late. Even if it's occurred to a person that they can become wealthy and they have made a decision to change, procrastination will push all their plans into the indefinite future and nothing will ever happen. The fourth reason that people retire poor is what economists call the inability to delay gratification. The great majority of people have an irresistible temptation to spend every single penny they make and whatever else they can borrow or buy on credit. If you cannot delay gratification and discipline yourself to refrain from spending everything you make, you cannot become wealthy. W. Clement Stone once said, if you cannot save money, then the seeds of greatness are not in you. If you cannot practice budgeting as a lifelong habit, it will be impossible for you to achieve financial independence. The fifth reason that people retire poor is perhaps as important, if not more important, than all the others. It's a lack of time perspective. Time perspective is defined as the amount of time that you take into consideration when planning your day-to-day activities and when making important decisions in your life. The young couple that begins putting $50 a month aside in a scholarship fund so that their newborn child can go to the college or university of his choice is a couple with long time perspective. They're willing to sacrifice in the short term to assure better results and outcomes in the long term. People with long time perspective almost invariably move up economically in the course of their lifetimes.